back to the Workplace Safety Show. Been a while since our last broadcast here, but we're back in front of the camera and ready to address some issues regarding electrical safety. I want to thank our good friends this week. We spent a little time up in Minneapolis at the SHEMA show, and Daryn, you had a little talk up there.
Yeah, we did a presentation up there, and I want to thank Rich Strong from IUPUI for helping out and co-presenting on that, and all the people up there at Campus Safety, Health, Environmental Management Association.
Get that all in there.
They're just great. It was a really good time, and it was great meeting all those people. Look forward to it next year in Portland.
You look at electrical safety here, you hear us talk about it, and so many people think that this is an industrial standard, and you forget those folks that are, keeping dorms and buildings on college campuses. They're in these hazards all the time, and
Yep.
It's nice to know there's folks up there that are committed to the same type of safety. So we've got a little citation here that we're going to review today.
Yeah, it's I go to one of my favorite websites is OSHA.gov. A lot of people call me a geek for that, but you can learn so much.
Right.
You can learn so much by going to that website. I read one place where they've got like 400 pages of information on that website. I haven't read all of them yet, but I've been through a lot of them. One place I go to more than anything else is I go to the newsroom, and then I check news releases, and I go to enforcement. And what it gives me is all the press releases from OSHA of the major citations that they've had the day before. And this one's from June 1st of this year, and it was kind of interesting because we get a lot of questions about contractors, people that own a large building or it could be a campus, it could be a small school, it could be anything. People ask, well, we don't do any electrical work, our contractors do. Well, this was an interesting citation. I hadn't really seen one of these before. But OSHA cites 2 employers for electrical hazards for the same thing. And what happens was it was a large insurance company in Hartford, Connecticut, and they had a contractor on site working. And, well, I'll read you some of this. I won't read the whole thing, but there's a link to it on our website. Logan's going to put it near the video location. Serious violations of workplace safety standards for exposing workers to electrical hazards at a corporate headquarters and data center, which some people would think automatically that's a safe place. Data center policy required electricians employed by the maintenance contractor to perform work on live electrical panels for computer equipment without de-energizing the panels first, as required under the agency standards, the agency being OSHA. So basically the contractor was working on panels live because the client asked for it.
Sure.
And
didn't want to disrupt things, you know.
Yeah. And this happens every day. We hear this constantly. We hear this all the time. Here's a quote from the OSHA director in the Hartford area. He says, what employers must understand is that they or their contractors must first de-energize electrical equipment and circuits before employees work on them. Working on live electrical equipment needlessly exposes workers to potential death or disabling injury from arc flash, arc blast, or electrical shock. Proper and effective safeguards must be in place and in use at all times. And his point there is this is a data center. This was a world headquarters for this insurance company. It does not fall under justified work.
Right.
There's no way that you can justify doing the live work in that case. And a lot of times we hear contractors say, well, it's justified because the client's making us. Well, the citations in this example say otherwise.
Absolutely. And, it's funny. We do hear this a lot. And, we even get to the point where people will say, well, this electrical safety and this NFPA 70E, we are excluded because we contract everything out, and now we just wash our hands of it. And, one of the things they forget is, Yeah, it may not be your direct employee, but while they're on your site, they are your employee. And,
Right.
you know, if you kill or injure a contractor, I mean, it's, you know, what's the difference if they were your employee or not? And, you know, it is interesting that this is, you know, this is a case where, you know, it's pretty blatant that, you know, spells out what people are, I don't want to say hiding behind, but that gray area that everyone always says, well, that's a gray area, the host-employer relationship. Well, not to OSHA. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, it's not a gray area at all to,
Right.
to OSHA. And the main thing here is you have to justify before you do live repair work. And they were upgrading a grid system, and they couldn't justify it.
Right.
They couldn't justify it. And this was not the result of an accident. They didn't come and investigate this because there was an accident. They just happened to be looking at this particular workplace. And that was seen to go on.
Yeah, and they even noted a little further down in it that, you know, they had determined that the workers that were actually performing the work were not even properly trained to be doing that type of work, nor using the proper PPE, you know, for that type of work. So yeah, this was a good one, and like we said, it is available on our website if you'd like to go out there take a look at it. And you know, please submit any questions that you have to us. You know, as far as if you are using contractors and wondering what your relationship needs to be with them, and addressing these types of things. So, well, I think that's it for this round, and thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll hope to see you back here again real soon.
Thanks a lot.